prepare, and think where you want to be. Both legs have to be holding. Yes, that was good because you wanted to come up. Okay, now you're on a 2-track. Now you're kind of wandering. Now you're going from haunches in to haunches out. So keep the shoulders lined up. If you keep the shoulders lined up and coming forward, the rear end will follow. So, and no adjustments with your hands for the straightness. It all comes out of your hips and legs. Now keep the shoulders coming. Okay, you're going to the wall. Okay, now keep the shit. Keep the. Oh, don't record that. Okay,
We heard the ship.
Coming right to me. When I stand in front of you, I want you to ride right to me because I'm trying to see straight. I'll get out of your way. Because I want you to connect the correct shoulders only, and the hind end will follow.
Pam, you'll tell me when I need to go get my horse, okay?
She has like. How did you guys decide to split up the time? I'll just go.
No, let's split it. That's okay. We can split it.
No, you don't. Keep her straight. Keep her straight. Keep her straight. Keep her straight. Now you turn. Keep the outside rein. Keep the outside rein. That's right. Now, so this is your harder direction. Okay. So. Yeah. So you tend to not have a deep enough left hip. Okay. Now I want very straight. Remember, where you turn is where you begin your straight line. And just fix the shoulders. And you fix them not by pushing. Okay, wait. Look, this, okay. When you push your shoulder back, think about not doing it quite so much and concentrate more on forward with just a little push to the side if she's going crooked so you don't get this with the shoulders.
See what she does?
Oh yeah, because she's learned she can.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know. Yeah, but you have to have this core so that so there's no way she can be.
Yeah.
So that's from your deep seat and stretching up chest out.
Okay. I have my shoulders back thing on.
Oh, is it helping?
I don't know. Is it?
Well, you look pretty good. Yeah, you're more upright.
Okay.
But I want you to not just. It's not just keeping your shoulders back. You have to get the core at the same time.
Okay.
So push her up into your hands. See, I would have let my horse fling its head like that while I would stop. Yeah. Now that was kind of a real sloppy turn. That's right. Now, okay. That was better. That was much better. Now, I'm going to go down at the long side. I want you to ride up right in front of you. Ride right to me. Keep your line and I'll get in front of you. Hips forward, 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 forward with your hips. Forward, forward, forward. There you go. Now you're right. Forward, 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 forward. Not your heels. Hips, forward. You're pulling backwards. Hips, 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 hips. Now that was like a perfectly straight line. So do you see how you have to ride every stride?
Yeah.
So you're kind of push her over and forward. Not by leaning out, but by relaxing on the left hip. Get her straight. And hips, 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 around the corner, hips, 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 hips. Don't pull back. Fingers, fingers, fingers and hips, 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 hips. Now soft inside fingers, hips, 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 not legs, hips, 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 hips. Now you haven't lost your your two-track once. Hips, 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 hips. And this is the walk. This is the walk. Hips, oops, hips, bring your hips, hips. Now that was haunches out. Hips, 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 hips. Drop your legs. Hips, hips, hips. You're pulling across your hips. Hips, 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 hips. Remember, we're still doing it, even though we've added the hips, Krista. You're still softening her with your left hand, keeping the outside hand quiet. Hips, 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 hips. Yeah, hips, hips. No, pull fingers on the hips, 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 hips. Yeah, hips. Now I want you to ride this line and hear it in your head me saying the hips. How'd that feel to you?
That's pretty good, except for it's like one of the sweet spots.
That's exactly right. Now, keep it through this corner. Okay, there's the blowout.
Right, keep going.
Yes. Now you want to try one more time since on the camera in the other direction?
Okay.
It's tiring, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, now figure out what you're going to do as you go across diagonal.
Oh, cross diagonal?
Yeah, change direction. So start with your going in this other direction. Now think about which hand is the softening, which is the, and you still want to go two-track. You don't want any wiggly waggly, so don't do it with your long legs. Hips, 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 hips. Keep your calves on, keep your hips pointing where you want to go. Now you're there, now you're straight. Hips, 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 hips. Ah, sit. Good. Hips, 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 hips. Keep your hips straight, don't let it tweak you. You have to push you straight where your eyes are looking. Keep looking there. Hips, 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 hips. Now, I want you to turn and look at where you're going to go. And keep your hips pointed there, no matter what she does, and your eyes on that spot. Hips, 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 hips. Yes, good correction. Hips, hips, hips. Ah, hips, 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 hips. Are you getting tired?
A little bit.
Because this was your better direction before. Now, don't give it away. Don't give it away. Now, I want you to go back on the circle. And we're going to, hips, 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 hips. This has to be so ingrained, this rhythm. Hips, hips, hips. And on the circle, when you get to E, I want you to ask for a halt, and I still want you to come off your hips, and you're still doing the same thing. You're softening her neck, no pulling, just holding, and stop your hips. Yes, perfectly square halt. Give her the reins, and that's it. Did that help?
It helped, yeah. I think the hips thing, I felt like it's a little locked up, but I'm not really so. But
No,
maybe I haven't been using it
No, you're now starting to ride, instead of waiting for her movement and then to react to it. You're telling her now. And the more, let her go now. Yeah. There's no way to do this. Well, she's, but you see, this is what you guys teach their courses. I mean, if you've noticed, both your courses do the same things. And I'm not just criticizing you, that's typical. Everybody's horses, if they have 2 horses, they all have the same bad habits. Yeah.
But she's a lot stronger than Ray.
Oh, yeah, that's why you have to ride correctly. Good girl. And see, I'm not pulling, I'm just keeping a holding hand here and waiting for her to give to me. And see, then I have to be willing to make sure that I follow her. Now, I haven't given up my connection. No. You're not going to go around right here. So you have to keep just real there. And so, see now, if you had been riding and been pushing her into your hands, and she went to stretch and you didn't give and allow her to stretch, she would have been bumped and she would have gotten bumped in her mouth for doing the correct thing. So that's why you have to be so aware of the feel. Okay, is she trying to take my hands by going up above the bit, or is she properly trying to take my hands and stretch through and down? And if she's stretching through and down, you let the rein slide it through your fingers, but you keep the same feel. If she goes above the bit, you just hold it, and so this is uncomfortable, this is comfortable. And then they figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's why you can't say, okay, this horse is stronger than this horse, because you don't use muscle with the horses. And that's why when you get so that it becomes automatic that you're using both reins differently, she can't pull against you.
Yeah.
Because if you keep this rein, and then if she tries to go above the bit, you just say, hello, hello. But see, I'm not pulling with this rein, I'm just holding it. Hello, give, give, give. But the minute you go here, then you're letting her use the muscles, because it's like a tug of war.
Yeah.
So you notice I was not using both reins, and I was just using the inside rein as you would be. And that would be the same thing as you playing with this rein. And then when she comes above it, I just say, and then you just have to bring it down. And you have, so in other words, when you squeeze or you do something, you have to get a reaction. Good girl. And doing that from the ground is good too. Okay?
I can work on that with Rainbow too, since she's kind of laid out.
Yeah, yeah.